All right, let's learn how to install your software properly. First of all, you will get an email with an activation code that will show your code, your software number, and what product you've purchased, and whether you have a linked hardware key. That's a key that actually goes in your computer, a hardware key, or if you don't have one. In my case, I'm using a cloud subscription, and so there's no hardware key needed, which is a good thing. At the bottom are clear instructions on how to install. Simply click on the link that will take you to a Flexi Cloud installation page. Once you get to that page, I would suggest you copy and paste the activation code. Make sure there's no spaces, anything like that, and then click Activate. When you do that, you should get a ability to sign in, and I'm going to sign in to my account. You'll need a email and login password. If you don't have one, you can sign up for one. It's very simple. And just log in. Basically what that does then, it takes you to an activation page. This software license will be added to your account. I'm going to click go ahead, activate that. And it takes me now to a page that allows me to download this particular version of the software, so to speak, or this activation. So I'm going to click download, and that's going to actually walk me through. It's going to download the software. It's about a 4 meg size file. That's actually the file that's going to be used to run the application and make the download and start the install. So clearly you have clear steps here on exactly what to do. So I'm going to click on that download and run it, and it's initializing my download. You can see they've done a very good job here of, in the background, making it easy to download this information. So this is going to be about a 500 megabyte size file, 489.08 megabytes. All right, and through the magic of editing, we only have a few seconds left. The whole process will take probably around 5 minutes or so. Could be less, a little more, depending on how fast your particular internet connection is. And as you can see here, it's continuing to extract now the actual program that's the installer. A lot of this has been automated for you, so it should be quite easy to do. There we go. Would you like to start the installation process now? I'm going to answer yes to that. And what will happen is it will then start installing the software. And as you can see here, choose the setup language. You can pick from any number of languages. English is my language, so I'll choose that. Click OK, and it begins the installation process. It will guide you through the entire process. Just be careful, read all the words on that particular dialog box so you know what you're doing, but basically it'll walk you right through. And if you choose the defaults, it will install just automatically. But you may want to place it in a different hard drive or whatever. That's entirely up to you. You will have those options throughout the process, but simply read the dialog boxes. So here we are. We're going to install. We click Next. It asks me to accept the terms of the license. Be sure that you read your license all the way through. You can print that out if you wish. I accept the terms. Click Next. Previous installations, would you like to overwrite this installation? I'm going to say no because I have another copy in another place. And here's where it actually allows you to install it in a particular folder. Now, this is usually the default folder. For me, I'm going to actually just rename this to video, just to give it an extra name because I don't want to install it in the same location as my previous one. I'm going to click Next. You can install it's going to install the Flexi Suite. It's going to install some samples, and if necessary, you can install the SafeNet Sentinel driver. That's actually the driver that's used for your hardware key if you actually had one that you needed to place on your computer. So you would actually check that. But if you're a cloud version user, you don't need that right now. Next. There we go. What are we going to call it? What program folder are we going to put it in? And it begins the installation. This actually happens very quickly. All right, we've reached the end of the initial install. A few more files are placed on the hard drive in the appropriate places, and the program will then step you to the next step. At this point, you get a dialog box that once again asks you for the activation code. So I would suggest once again that you right-click in there and paste that activation code in. Just make sure that it's just the name, the numbers, and the letters in there. And then click Next. If you don't have that, it says if you're having trouble getting the license directly, you can get a license from our website, get a license from the website. You can use that. But typically, you're going to have that license available. Click Next. It will then connect via the internet to the appropriate server at SA International to verify the activation code, and if everything is fine, the licensing is successful, you click Finish. Basically, what you've done is you've installed the program right on your computer. Simply click Finish and you're done. Once everything is loaded properly, what you will see is your desktop, and on your desktop you will actually have a version of the software with an icon right next to it. Just simply scroll through your icons, you'll see that it's here, and when you double click on that particular program, just double click, that will actually start your Flexi. It's a good idea to give it a shot. Make sure you start it so that it will bring up the software and just verify that everything has been properly installed. If everything is installed properly, the program will run and you'll see the general interface for the program. It will take a couple of seconds to start up. That's always normal. Once the program loads up, you'll actually see all of the interface, and you'll actually see the cloud features over here on the right hand side. If you're connected to the internet, that will all appear for you, and that verifies that you have installed it correctly. Now I'm going to close Flexi for the moment, and I'm also going to find my production manager. That's the second part of this program. Here's production manager right here. So I'm going to double click on that, and that will start the output side of the software. So Flexi is the design side, and production manager actually controls the cutters and printers and so forth. The first time you start this, it will actually ask you to set up your vinyl cutters, to set up your printers and so forth. So if I have a vinyl cutter, what I'll simply do here is find the brand name that I'm using. Let's say I'm going to use a Graphtec cutter, and you choose the model number that you're using. It can be any model number that's available here. We'll use say the 8675, I guess. Okay, that's fine. You click Next, and in this case Graphtec uses a USB interface. If it were some other interface, you'll actually see that here. It simply have to verify to make sure you're connecting to the correct interface and click Finish, and that will actually add that device to your production manager here. Very, very easy to do. In addition, if you want to add a printer, go to Setup. You can add a setup, color printers. In this case, maybe I'll add, you can see all the different drivers in here for all the different kinds of printers that are out there. I'm going to select maybe a Muto. Could be anybody's printer, Roland, HP, all those printers. I'm going to select the model number again. In this case, I'm going to select maybe the 1638. Click Next. And in this particular case, when I click Next, it's looking for a TCP IP address. So again, this is something that if you need some help with, you should ask your reseller or the Muto folks. But basically, you're going to type in that address, whatever it happens to be, and I'll click OK on that, and then hit Finish. And that will add that particular printer to your setup here. You can add as many setups or copies of these setups as you want up here across the top. That's what makes Flexi really versatile, is that you can add any number of devices and as many times as you need. So what you actually have over here is you have a hold queue down here on the bottom, a rip queue, and an output queue. On the right hand side, you actually have information about your particular jobs. We'll go more over Production Manager in a different video, so stay tuned for that. But you have successfully set up and gotten your program ready for production. So congratulations. If you need to review this video, certainly you should do that. Thank you for watching.